Weston, if you'd mute any extra devices and cut on your camera, you may begin. Hi, Weston, you may begin. Please cut on your camera.
My name is Weston Zwerwick. I am in fourth grade at Westview Elementary. I am going to tell you why I need you to get rid of masks in school. Wearing masks makes me feel mad because they prevent us from breathing good. When you have a bloody nose, it makes you lick the blood. It makes your mask dirty and it makes it smell bad. This happened to me. It was gross. They don't give you enough oxygen and they give you a headache and don't give you enough oxygen. That is why I don't like masks. Thank you for listening and condensing how kids feel at school.
Good job, buddy.
Alexander, please turn on your camera and mute any extra devices, and you may begin. You may begin.
Can I go now?
Yes.
Condensing how kids feel at school.
Hello?
Please mute your extra device, and you may begin.
Okay. Good afternoon, Superintendent, House Board President, and Trustees. I'm a sophomore at Cesar Chavez High School. I would like to start with the enforcement of the mask mandate. I can count a handful of students that do not wear a mask. Going on the morning announcement stating HISD will continue to enforce the mask mandate. If you do not have a mask, please go to your academic office to receive one. This is not going to make a student put a mask on. And no to the anti-maskers, these students are not wearing a mask because they can't breathe or they're going to die if they have a mask on. It's simply because it's not being enforced. My grandparents who have major health issues have gotten COVID twice this year, and I'm sure they got it because of me. I am the only one that leaves this house and goes to school. And to add, we are not having a choice concerning a virtual option during these challenging times. A significant amount of students and teachers want to go virtual. Stop saying you are prioritizing students and teachers when you really are not. Actions speak louder than words, and students are not wearing masks is simply happening because you are just providing lip service and not taking action. With that being said, after an HISD student, with being an HISD student for about 12 years now, I will sadly be transferring to a virtual education school until my family and I feel it's safe for me to return back to HISD. Just how I've been suffering through this, y'all will as well by me leaving the district next week. Thanks.
President Cruz, Jasmine, Carlos, and Chance have not checked in.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. It's now time to hear from speakers to specific agenda items. We have 17 speakers registered this evening who shall be limited to 2 minutes each per board policy. Please speak to the agenda item you have signed up for. We also ask that speakers stay on topic and refrain from naming individuals, especially students, as their identity is protected under law, but you may name your own child. Please be reminded that masks are required on all HISD properties. If you will not comply with our rules, you will be removed from the building. Please remember that if you are signed up to speak via Zoom, we must see you live with your camera on as you speak. If you're watching the meeting live on another device, please mute the meeting audio when you speak to avoid audio interference. Turn on your camera and begin speaking. Our first item held for registered speakers is A1, approval of personal services performed by the superintendent, including speaking engagements, panel discussions, workshops, etc., in accordance with the Texas Education Code, Section 11.201E. Will Gary Monroe please come to the podium? Mr. Monroe is also registered for items B1 and I1, as well as hearing of the community. And the next speaker after him is Melissa Fantuzzo.
We need to fix this clock. I just want to talk to you. You did an interview with the Chronicle last week where you told a flat-out lie. You said you'd never heard about school closures. You forgot the DAC meeting that you had last August that I got the minutes to, where you were talking about closing our schools? Or did you forget about the principal meeting that you had where you were talking about closing our schools? Let me tell you how this is going to work. Why don't you control that con man right there? That's the one that's really running the school district, that done hired 60 of his friends. 60. When I got teachers and support services out there that can't get a raise. Why don't you, I'm glad to see you here, because normally you don't come out the office, all you do is sit in there and eat. I'm gonna tell the truth. You are a pathological liar. And my mama always told me, if you lie, you steal. So now it's just me versus you. I told Ted Greer one time, you're gonna pack your stuff and get up out of here. So let me tell you what your plan ain't gonna be. So now since you can't close our schools, you're not gonna attack our black principals. It's not gonna happen, partner. And the people you in bed with I read, tell them I'll be in front of their house. Yeah, I know a little bit too much. You know why? Let me show you why. Because one of your chiefs worked for me. And they're gonna tell me everything I need to know. So won't you go back to your cabinet and figure out which one of them I paid? But before you ever think that you're gonna come for my schools, you're gonna come for me. And they go for anybody up there. You will not attack my principles. But last, your team and your team think I'm a joke. The legal team don't think I'm one. You better listen to them.
Melissa Fantuzzo.
Hi, my name's Melissa. I do not want to be here tonight. Y'all have read my emails. You know why I don't want to be here, because I don't feel heard. But that's why I'm here tonight. I'm speaking for my daughter, Emily. She's in 2nd grade. My name is Emily. I'm 7 years old. I don't like wearing masks because they are hot and I sweat in them. My teachers cannot hear me and I cannot breathe. It's not fair because I don't have a choice whether to wear a mask or not. Not because they are making us wear them. Teachers take their masks off whenever they like, and the students are not allowed to remove them. If you believe that children should wear a mask 8 hours plus a day, then I expect you to wear a mask 8 hours a day in solidarity with them. And make sure you find someone of authority that you respect to always nitpick and be your minder if it is falling down or you cannot breathe and need to remove it for a moment and have everyone around you look at you like you are killing someone's grandma or your own teacher. Go observe Sweden, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and others who don't have mask mandates. No issues. Virus did its thing with or without masks. No statistical difference. But there is statistical difference in other factors you can measure that show masks harm children. I don't have time to go through all of those things, but I have sent you previously statistics on these. And I'm going to reread an email that I've sent to all of you because I don't hear back from majority of you. I ask you for change. Let's make these board meetings productive because they are not. You get what you want and your community gets what they want. Why are we not supporting each other and trying to reach the same goals? This is how we become the best district, have the best, be the most attractive to work for. We are all the same people. We are parents, and we care to build the best together. Let's not tear each other up.
Our next item held for registered speakers is A2, acceptance of update on the district's strategic plan. We have two people who have signed up to speak virtually via Zoom regarding this item. Ms. Jones, please identify and admit our speakers.
Mr. Newport, please cut off any extra devices and cut on your camera. You may begin. Mr. Newport, please cut on your camera and you may begin.
Our next item held for registered speakers is C1 personnel. Will Peter White please come to the podium? Mr. White is also registered for item F1. Our next item held for registered speakers is F1 approval of the 2022-2023 academic calendar. Will Easton, Dory, and Wong please come to the podium? And as I call the next three names, please take a seat on the front row. Marco Troiani, Ashley Solano, and Earl Hirsch.
Hello, my name is Easton. This mask mandate has gone too far. Why is the mask mandate wrong? Because the Texas governor has already outlawed masks in schools. Masks keep carbon dioxide in your lungs. Also, masks block air out of your lungs. Many scientists have also proven that masks don't prevent COVID-19. The teachers did not make me feel comfortable. Instead, they made me feel bad about not wearing a mask. That's why I'm against mask mandates. Masks don't work. Thank you for your time.
Marco Troiani, Ashley Solano, and then following is Earl Hirsch.
I'm here to speak for everyone who's scared to speak out in fear of losing their jobs or being shunned in their community. Hablo por todos los latinos que tienen miedo de hablar en contra de las máscaras. I'm also speaking because I want my son to know I did not stay silent and would do anything to protect him. I'd like to know where on the calendar it says when the mask mandate will go away and when you'll decide to follow the law, Constitution, and my son's doctor's order. I've asked my principal several times now about accepting my son's medical exemption, and every time I'm told meetings and 504 plan is required. This is not required. Nothing is required to follow doctor's orders and the Constitution. I will not label my son disabled for a mask requirement just so that the district and school can obtain additional funds for the 504. When is the mask that caused the medical issues not my child? You've got to be kidding me that you all think that the kids are wearing these masks properly when they are below the nose, under the chin all day. This district is about to lose $225 million from the state if your enrollment numbers don't go back up to pre-pandemic levels. Yet you have many of our parents leaving the district, not only because of mask and quarantine requirements, but because of poor quality of education and inappropriate books in our schools. In December, my 7-year-old's second time ever going to the school library, he picked out a book called Horror in New Jersey. As soon as he got in the car, he told me he thought the book was inappropriate. Sure enough, he was right. An evil book about a man who killed his whole family and then hung himself. A woman who called her baby a devil because her husband never helped her around the house and the child became a devil creature and ran away. Needless to say, my son was so scared after reading the book at school, he wouldn't sleep by himself that night. I had to send 2 emails for the principal to actually reply back to me, and all she said was that it was not a class assignment and my son is free to pick out whatever books he likes. What? How can you trust to pick out an appropriate book when you allow trash in the library?
Earl Hirsch. Thank you. Your time is up.
There is no such thing.
Thank you. Earl Hirsch.
I last was here in August my whole message was about unity. It all started with MLK. I said, I was the kid in the afternoon in 1967 to start delivering newspapers. That's when I found out about MLK and unity. This is something else that happened in that fall. It was introduction by Mr. Riley in our science class, and I think everybody here has probably had the experience of the scientific method. It is test the hypothesis. Does this make sense? Then if X, then Y. So let's make believe we're all in 7th grade and take this mask question to bear. What does it do? What does it stop? Seriously, misinformation is all over the freaking place, right? Okay, so what does a mask do? So Mr. Riley would say, what do you think is a test? I said, I don't know. So can you throw gravel through a wire link fence? Can you take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and draw a 1-inch circle, and that's a virus? You think the rest of the square stops it? And I would say, Mr. Riley, surely you're joking. This doesn't stop anything. So I'm asking for the mask reprieve. We the people want freedom. We the people seek unity. We the people seek HISD to make it an example of the United States in the positive. Thank you, and feel free to look at this magazine that I had from my family. Good day.
Dorian Wong.
Hi, my name is Dorian Wong. So your COVID policies are creating conflict, fear, and division. None of you are doctors, I don't think, and if you are, you're not my son's doctor or anybody else's doctor. Many of you probably don't even like the mask, and I think y'all take it off whenever y'all think y'all won't be caught, but I think a lot of people have caught y'all with them down. So wear them with pride. And what's up with testing kids for COVID at schools? Yes. Why are you testing people when they don't even have symptoms? What's up with that? That doesn't make any sense. Promoting vaccines to kids who can't make decisions for themselves, what's up with that? There's so many things wrong with that. I'm not even gonna go into it. They can all figure it out for themselves. The contact tracing, that's messed up. You got kids falling behind, sending them home when there are no symptoms. They're not sick. You're sending teachers home that aren't sick. So every time a teacher's out, basically kids, they're getting no new concepts. Y'all are bringing in substitutes that a lot of times aren't even qualified. Definitely not teaching new concepts. So every week a teacher's out, kids are behind 1 week. Y'all can figure that out. Y'all got the statistics. And small children, they need to see the mouth to learn how to speak properly. So what are y'all doing about all the speech impediments that are being created from this stuff? And the masks are just dirty. Y'all got kids wearing them all day long. Who's telling the kids to change the mask? Are the teachers really being babysitters and having the kids change masks? And the masks that y'all are handing out, they're not even the, N95s or whatever. It's a waste of funds. Put that money to something else. You know, our kids are losing their educations right now with all these policies and stuff like that. Anyhow, that's all.
Ms. Jones, can you please admit Peter White?
I believe Peter White is present.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Is he coming in? You don't know. Okay. Peter White. Okay, thank you.
My name is Pete White, and I've had enough. You picked your side. You've chosen bureaucracy over humanity. You'd rather raise a flock of mindless